Hey everybody, it's Precious. I know that you're used to me coming on and saying, hey, it's me, P, and this is a Precious moment. No, my name is not P. My name is Precious. If you do want to call me any type of other nickname, it would probably be Pee-wee. The reason why I do not want to be called P is because P is a name that someone gave to me that broke me down as a person. And I do not want to be reminded of my past that much anyway, not that past anyways. That name was given to me by somebody who sometimes would tell me that I could do something, but then at the same time, they broke me down so much that I felt that I couldn't do anything. So, I don't want to be called that name. It was a name that was given to me to break me down. I missed it anyways. So, my name is Precious, and I want to explain to you all the reason why I have not been making videos. It has been because I've been building myself up as an individual, and I have also learned that in video game terms, you cannot lead someone to a level that you have not already passed. And I always talk to everybody about moving forward, becoming the best them that they can be, and all this other stuff. And I can't become the best me that I can be until I actually learned who I was. And like I said, I was being led by somebody who tried to get me into a locked mindset to where I could never figure out what power I had inside of me. And with me moving away from it and trying to build my relationship with myself, build my relationship with God, I really truly believe that I know exactly who I am now. And now that's the reason why I'm ready to actually come out and talk to you all. I was going to talk to you all about something that kind of connected to my last video. My last video was talking about why our world is so messed up and everything like that. And I wanted to connect back to it and just tell you what I see our world being able to be. Yeah. But because I started off the way that I did, I only feel it's right in my heart to talk about separating yourself away from people that hurt you. A lot of times, females, we get into relationships and it be rocky. Every relationship's gonna have its ups and downs. However, we take that sentence that every relationship has its ups and downs and we push it to the max degree. And we get ourselves into situations that can permanently hurt us. And we'd be like, oh, well, everybody has their ups and downs, or we'll get through it, this, that, and the other. Some things are not meant for you to even be in the first place. And sometimes we can get into stuff that's somewhat bad, but it's kind of slightly, okay, it's bearable. To where it's like the dude might just be saying harsh things to you. And you'd be like, okay, he might say these harsh things, but when we're alone, I know he'll just hold me and we have that good time, that good vibe. We might just watch movies and joke all day and this, that, and the other, and you feel good. Then you have another level of bad where it's just the same, but he's also putting his hands on you. And sometimes we justify that. Sometimes we might be like, oh, well, he ain't completely putting his hands on me. He hasn't punched me or anything, but he's pushed me or put my head up against this or choked me or da-da-da-da, but he ain't actually hit me. And we do that. And we still put ourselves in situations like that because we do know the other side and be like, oh, well, he's very loving and da-da-da-da-da, and it hasn't always been this way. And then we get into it even deeper to where he is putting his hands on you and you having to put on makeup, this, that, and the other just to cover what he has done. But yet, you know the loving side of him and you cling to the loving side of him and you love him so much to where that's the part that you want to remember the most, and then you tell other people everything's going to be fine. I'm going to tell you what happens. You get into a relationship that way. Yes, you love that person, and I'm not even telling you that the person doesn't love you, because in some cases the person does love you. The problem is he doesn't know how to love you. That's something that you should not connect yourself with, regardless of how much he loves you. If he doesn't know how to love you as a woman, y'all don't need to be together. Because what's going to happen is you're going to forget who you are as an individual. You're not going to know, you're not going to ever become the person that you were supposed to be, because you're too busy trying to make sure that this relationship is what you wanted it to be. And you're putting so much energy into the relationship that you're taking energy out of yourself, and you're not putting any back in. And then you break yourself down, and then you can blame it on the guy, but you got to take some responsibility for yourself. You can most definitely blame it on him because he started it. So you can be like, yeah, this guy meant for me to do this. He tried to break me down this way, or he broke me down that way, da 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 da. But then there's another part of you that has to accept the fact that you broke yourself down because you put your energy into something that you weren't supposed to put your energy into. So my best bet, and I can tell you because I've been through it, what you have to do is separate yourself from that guy. And it hurts like hell because you see him and you be like, dang, I just want to hug him, or I just want to talk to him, see how he's been, or something, because you do care. It's a caring side of you for that person. But you have to think about yourself first. So separate yourself from that person. Figure out who you are as an individual. When you're thinking about certain situations, be like, okay, which one's best for me? Why am I thinking this way? Why? But if I do think this way, which road would I go down? This, that, and yeah. You have to think about everything. It helps you to grow as a person because you're now making decisions on your own. And you're also learning how to live without that person, which means you're learning how to live with yourself. You do that and you pray. And I mean, go back to the basics. You might be a very spiritual person, go to church every Sunday, every Wednesday, all of that. But I mean, go back down to the basics. Reading your Bible, praying, asking God to lead you, even when you feel like you already know where you're supposed to be, still ask Him to lead you. Pray, 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 pray. Analyze yourself, analyze yourself, analyze yourself, pray. And don't just pray and then not take action after you pray. If you pray to God and you ask Him to separate certain people out of your life, because it might not just be that relationship, it also might be your friends that might have been telling you, well, girl, because you didn't tell them the full story of everything that you endured and been through, so they only hear certain parts, and then they telling you to be with them, but they can't tell you that if you haven't told them everything. And the ones that you have told everything to, and they still trying to tell you to be with that person, they still with themselves. But you pray, ask God to remove people out of your life that's not supposed to be in it, and He will show you. The thing is, once He shows you and you don't do it, you're in trouble. You're in trouble. So you pray, ask God to remove people out of your life that's not supposed to be in it. Once you ask Him that, He shows you, you then remove those people out of your life. You move yourself away from that guy. You pray on that situation. Ask Him to keep you where you need to be, which is away. And you pray for, you ask God to give you wisdom so that you can know what you're supposed to do in certain situations. You ask Him to change your heart, because your heart is broken. It will be broken. But you ask Him to change your heart because sometimes your heart can be fixed on something that can lead you down the wrong path. So if your heart's fixed on it, everything else is going to be out of whack. So you ask Him to fix your heart, and you will start feeling a little bit more better. The more you walk away from the situation, your heart will start to heal and you will feel better. You ask Him to guide your feet, because a lot of times we end up in places that we shouldn't be in, and you ask Him to guide them because He knows where you should be at all times. And you ask Him to give you a change in mind. Take over your mind, because the devil's playground is your mind. They always say it a lot of times. Oh, your mind's the devil's playground. Your mind's the devil's playground. That's true. And the reason being is because you think, you constantly think, you constantly think, you constantly think. And when you think about something, sometimes your heart sets on the thing that you was thinking about. They work together, they work hand in hand, but then you kind of start, it's going to play with your emotions a lot. And when you think something with your heart, you then start thinking with your mind and be like, oh, okay, well, okay, yeah, my heart might feel this way, but let me make sure that I'm really thinking logically rather than just thinking emotionally. And then you start overthinking, and then you start playing with the devil too, and it just messes you completely up. So ask him to guide your mind, your heart, your feet, and give you wisdom. And understanding as well, because a lot of us, we think that we know what God was showing us, and we're kind of wrong. Just a little bit, we're kind of wrong. Ask him for understanding so that when he does show you, you understand completely on what it was that he showed you. As time goes on, you will actually start to know what you was called to do, who you are as a woman. You will start to know what power you have inside of you, because you'd have been so blocked. You don't feel that, oh, I can do anything. You don't feel that for a while. When you start praying and you start moving yourself away from people and you start looking deep within yourself, you start to kind of see what God put inside of you. And you got to realize you're walking around with that I am power inside of you. And I just encourage you all to move forward, get out of that bad relationship, and discover who you are as a woman and be that person that you see. Don't look at that person and say, that seems good. It sounds like a great thing to do, but I don't think I can be that girl. God will not give you a vision and then not give you the tools that you need to reach that vision and make that vision reality. So push forward, keep praying, keep the faith in him and in yourself. And I love you guys. And if this video helped anybody, I want you to either Facebook me, message me. You can write it on the comments if you feel like you want to give a testimony to somebody else and you just want to empower other people and you're not ashamed or afraid to tell your story. Or DM me on Instagram, like I said, Facebook, anything. You can email me. All of my information is in the About piece. I love you guys. And looking forward to hearing from you all very soon. Bye.